On this episode, discover 5 things you may or may not know about Sandals Resorts. Hi, I'm Debbie, the owner of Hitched Away. We specialize in destination weddings in tropical locations, specifically the Caribbean. My goal is to help you if you're considering planning a destination wedding, but you're not quite sure where to start, or maybe you've already started the destination wedding planning process. I guarantee there's something that you will learn to help you along the way. Today, let's talk a little bit about sandals. Sandals, not the sandals that you put on your feet, but Sandals Resorts. I'm guessing you've heard of them. If you have ever considered a trip to the Caribbean, or even if you've never considered a trip to the Caribbean, but you may have seen the ads, you may have seen magazine spreads. Sandals Resorts is ubiquitous when it comes to travel to the Caribbean. So whether you're considering destination wedding, honeymoon, romantic getaway, there's a good chance you've come across Sandals Resorts. So I wanted to share a little bit, give you some of the insiders information about the resort chain, and also wanted to share, I think I got about 5 things to share with you that you may or may not know about Sandals. So Sandals Resorts, based in the Caribbean, identifies itself as the only 5-star all-inclusive resort. Now, I keep going back and forth with itself, them. I don't know if I should identify Sandals Resort as plural or singular, but for the benefit of this, I'm going to go with the singular, although there's always a good chance I might switch back. So getting back to Sandals, Sandals uses the tagline luxury included. I believe that's even trademarked. And it identifies who they are and who they target. I see I did the they instead of the it thing. I can't decide if it's plural or singular. I apologize. But as a 5-star resort, what does 5-star mean? So this is a hotel rating. What do you get when a hotel or resort says that it's 5-star? So hotel ratings are used to classify the quality of a hotel, and it's designed to show potential guests what a hotel offers. And this universal star rating system, you'll see this worldwide, depending, no matter where, I think just about anywhere on this earth, if you're looking at a hotel, you'll see a star rating attached to several of the properties that are available for you to book. And this is conducted by an independent company. I believe it's the Forbes Travel Guide. And the Forbes Travel Guide, their responsibility or their duty, their goal is to verify luxury. So the more stars a property, a hotel, resort has, means more luxury, greater luxury. And 5-star is the top of this classification. So to give you an idea of other properties that identify themselves as 5-star, think of the Ritz-Carlton, the Mayfair, Waldorf Astoria, Beverly Hills Hotel, the Savoy. The word luxury is attached to these properties, and Sandals is in that category. Now, to be fair, the word luxury is one of the most overused words in marketing. But Sandals offers what you would expect when it comes to luxury at a 5-star resort. And I've been to several Sandals resorts, and I had a different opinion beforehand. And when I leave, whenever I come back from spending time at a Sandals resort, I'm always blown away. I'm always encouraging people, you got to go check out Sandals. So some of the luxury amenities, the items that you can expect when you visit Sandals would be gourmet meals, luxurious rooms, and a lot of their bathrooms sort of looked like the sort of spa-style bathroom, private plunge pools. With regard to serving alcohol, everything is top shelf, premium brand alcohol, premium brand wine. Staff is a really big part of the luxury experience, right? And at Sandals, most of the staff are pretty attentive, definitely professional. You'll also have access to a lot of things that tie in with luxury. So you'll have access to spas. You even have access to butlers if you choose to. Being in the Caribbean, the attraction for many is the breathtaking scenery, the water, the beaches. And when you stay at a Sandals Resort, you will have access to just about every land and water sport you can imagine. But best of all, in my opinion, once you arrive at a Sandals Resort as a guest, you don't have to worry about paying for a thing once you get there. You actually just get to put your wallet away. Every luxury, with the exception of the spa treatment, every luxury is absolutely included and unlimited. There are no caps. That's what sets Sandals apart. So you've got the luxury part, the 5-star part, but you're not having to pay for each of those amenities. And that's what they mean with the tagline luxury included. So there are a few things that I discovered about Sandals, and you may know, but in speaking to people, I realized that not always. It's not a given. And the first thing that I want to share with you that you may not be obviously aware of is that Sandals is for couples only. Only couples. Sandals is all about romance. And romance is for two people in love. So couples are the heart and soul of any Sandals resort. You won't find singles. You won't find children. It's adult. Did I say that? I think I might have missed that. Okay. Obvious. Let me back up. Sandals is an adult only resort. Any Sandals resort that you go to, adults only. First off, I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. But not just adults, couples only. So my very first, depending on where you are in the world, there's a good chance that someone somewhere is hosting a travel night dedicated to Sandals. So a lot of travel agencies do that, where you can go in, spend an evening, and learn about a property or learn about a range of properties for Sandals. And I did this. I'd seen the commercials, I'd seen the ads in the magazines, and I thought, okay, I want to go check out and find out more about Sandals, thinking that single Debbie could make this trip and dip my toe in the warm water and get to experience all of these luxury amenities. But Sandals isn't designed for singles. It's for couples only. When you check into your room, there will be one bed. Never an option to have two beds in a room. One bed. You won't see singles hanging out. You almost always see people walking in pairs because it's designed for couples. The only people walking around who are not together are the staff. And it kind of blew my mind when I went to this meeting, this travel evening, because I didn't realize that. I didn't pick up on it. Maybe I was just being slow. But Sandals is for couples only. Now, if you are traveling single, or you want to travel as a group, or you want children, then Sandals has actually created another brand, a spinoff known as Beaches. And Beaches is their sister company, which also offers the luxury included aspect. But single people can go, children can go, families, very family friendly. But any Sandals resort you hear about, it's not for singles. And that can be a big deal, especially if you're planning an event like a wedding and you've got a lot of single people attending. That might be a factor for you to cross Sandals off your list, meaning not a place for a bunch of singles to hang out. Although there may be exceptions that can be made, but generally not. So that's the first thing. Sandals is for couples only. It's for adults, but couples only. If you don't have a significant other, and you want the Sandals experience, then Beaches is the place that you got to head to. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is that Sandals resorts are only on the best beaches in the Caribbean. The Caribbean Sea is consistently warm, absolutely wonderful. A beautiful blue, clear water. The temperatures average about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Visibility can exceed 100 feet. So this is perfect if you're scuba diving, snorkeling, absolutely beautiful. So if you are going to stay at a Sandals resort, you don't have to worry about the condition of the beach. Sandals resorts are only located on the best beaches in the Caribbean. So each resort is designed to put you closer to the water's edge. So just remember that. If you're concerned, sometimes, with marketing, everything looks wonderful, right? Magazine ads, TV ads. But sometimes when you get there, that's not really the case. For Sandals, it's pretty safe to say you're going to be on a good beach. wherever you're located, it's going to be a good beach. So that's the second thing. Always, only the best beaches in the Caribbean. The third thing, dear to my heart, is that Sandals has an amazing destination wedding team or department. The Caribbean is the perfect backdrop for a wedding. Whether it's on the beach, whether you choose to tie the knot within a tropical garden, or maybe above the water, maybe on a cliff's edge, or in a gazebo, or how about an over-the-water chapel? Because all of those things that I've just described are locations at resorts where you can get married at Sandals. The wedding department that they have has this down to a science. You can have something basic, you can be as extravagant as you want. It still fits in with accommodation being all-inclusive, but you can have these different amenities for your wedding. When you decide that you're getting married at a destination wedding, Sandals may be on your list. But I also want you to keep in mind that first point that I made, that Sandals is for couples only, and adults only. So if your guest list includes children, or your guest list includes a lot of single people that will be attending your wedding, Sandals may not be the option for you. But if the other items, if that's not a factor for you, then Sandals might be the place. And I mean, a destination wedding can be just the two of you. It can be a handful of people, 10 people or less. It can be 100 plus. That's not typical, but it is a possibility. So Sandals has an amazing destination wedding planning team. If you've ever seen the brochures, you'll see there are a lot of different designs, and it's forever changing. If you need more information about that, just get in touch with me and I'll help you sort that out. But just remember, Sandals has an amazing destination wedding planning team. The fourth thing I want you to know is that Sandals and the whole Sandals concept is about details and perfection. The person behind the company, Butch Stewart, is a bit of a perfectionist. And this is what sets Sandals apart. Sandals really, in my opinion, is a trendsetter. They did not come up with the all-inclusive experience, to be fair. Sandals did not create all-exclusive resorts in the Caribbean. But for sure, Sandals has perfected that. Things like over-the-water villas and over-the-water bungalows. Sandals didn't come up with that idea, but they were the first to do that in the Caribbean. So you can actually have your private bungalow or private villa, but over the water. It's a beautiful concept, and this is what Sandals came up with for the Caribbean. Very detailed. Resorts are constantly scrutinized, re-examined, and improved. And Sandals has traditionally set the benchmark way ahead of its competitors. So a lot of times the others are playing catch up. So that's something you kind of expect that. When you go to one Sandals property, your expectation level rises, and you expect that for other Sandals properties. And pretty much, although I haven't been to every single Sandals resort yet, it's safe to say the standard's pretty high, and that comes down to the details and the perfection. So even though it is a 5-star resort, we all expect luxury, but it's just the details that make the difference. For example, if clients of mine are heading to a Sandals resort, and I know the couple has the couple has a specific, let's say a cocktail in mind, or specific, let's say we'll talk about alcohol, a specific drink in mind, I can make arrangements to make sure that is ready and waiting in the room when the couple arrives. So remember, this is all inclusive, but I know your thoughts about all-inclusive may not be great, but it is. I need you to think a little differently with Sandals because of the 5-star experience and because of the attention that they pay to detail. So just remember, Sandals is all about perfection and also about being trendsetters. That's the fourth thing that I want you to keep in mind. And the fifth thing is probably the most obvious of them all, but I'm going to say it anyway. Sandals resorts are located in the Caribbean only, not in Mexico, not anywhere else but the Caribbean. When you think of the Caribbean, you think of the glorious beaches, you think of the year-round sunshine. It's just pure paradise. And Sandals is synonymous with the Caribbean. It's well known. The brand is well known and respected in their home country, which is Jamaica. It's a family-owned business. And if you say Sandals, folks know what you're talking about. There are several islands throughout the Caribbean where you can find Sandals resorts. Again, it all started in Jamaica. But for right now, And as far as I know, and for the foreseeable future, Sandals is only located in the Caribbean. So the term all-inclusive tends to put off some travelers. I get it. But it shouldn't when it comes to Sandals Resorts. And like I said, I'm sure there's a good chance you've seen the commercial on TV, or you may even have friends or family who have stayed at a Sandals or Beaches resort. Remember, Beaches is the family-friendly version of Sandals. So if you're thinking about staying at Sandals for your next romantic getaway, or you're thinking about planning your destination wedding at a Sandals resort, I'd love to help you figure it all out. Sandals also, by the way, I forgot to say this, also has this program called Retie the Knot. So if you're already married and you want to celebrate either a milestone anniversary or you're just ready to renew your vows, Sandals has all of that in place. So I've got some great information that I can share with you. Everything's listed out clearly so that you can understand it. Each property is so very different. So even on the island of Jamaica where it all began, Negril is different than the property in Ocho Rios. The one on the south coast of the island is different than the one in Montego Bay. They all have their different quirks. If you want to go to some place that has more of an active scene, has a lot more activities going on, more of a clubbish scene, then you can pick a Sandals resort for that. If you need to be more relaxed, where there's not so much going on, but you're just enjoying the beach, remember, you don't have to worry about a beach if you're in Sandals Resort, then we can find a property for you that fits that personality. So they all follow the same, they're all 5-star, all very detailed, but they each still have their own personality. It really is something that you have to experience firsthand to understand what I'm referring to. Because I am the first to admit that narrowing down your choices can be a tad overwhelming when you're planning a trip, I am here to help you. We can figure out what it is that you want, what you don't want, because that's almost more important than what you want, and then try to match you up. And who knows, Sandals may not be for you, but it's something I think you should consider if it's for the two of you. Again, if it's your family, if you want to include children, then Beaches is the alternative for that. And I think coming up, I'm going to have to do a few more episodes that go in depth about each of the properties, and maybe that will help you decide. But whenever you're ready, please get in touch. I'm happy to answer all of your questions about Sandals Resorts and about other romantic destinations for your wedding, or maybe you just need to get away or you're planning a honeymoon. I'm here to help. For more information about today's episode, please visit hitchedaway.com/002. Thank you for listening.